Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic, who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well. And today I am going to own up to a mistake that I made yesterday in my video. And I want to first thank a huge thanks to Sith Kryptonian. I'm going to tag his channel and also not only the description, the pinned comment, but also I'm going to try and get the little eye above my head to be promoting his channel as well. Really cool guy, great Star Wars news guy, trying to do some DECU stuff. I just did a stream with him last night called The Senate. It was really great, but he pointed this out to me before we went on, and during the stream itself, I totally admitted that I had made a mistake. So yesterday in my video, I talked about how Kiri Hart is indeed gone. That is indeed true. She is no longer a part of the Lucasfilm Story Group. She is no longer the senior vice president of creative. She has now moved on to work at another company, essentially a startup company with, from what I've heard from other people and from what I've read in articles, basically trying to create more diverse voices within the film and TV industry overall. So that is what she's going to do. I incorrectly stated, though, the information that I did not get correct was that the woman also pictured here is replacing Kiri Hart over at Lucasfilm. That is actually not the case. That is not true. That woman, Elsie Choi or Chow, again, I'm sorry if I'm totally butchering her name, but she is the one that Kiri Hart is going to work with at that company. And so I just wanted to say straight out, I made a mistake. Odin did an oopsie. It happens, but at the very end of the day, I will always own up to my mistakes. Anytime I ever say something that's incorrect, anytime that I ever make a prediction that doesn't pan out to be true, I will say flat out, hey guys, I was wrong. Because again, at the end of the day, I'm a human person. I make mistakes just like anybody else, and the only thing that I ever want to do, the only way that I want to be different than anyone else, is that I want to always be upfront and honest with it. I always want to try and just nip it in the bud and say, hey, boom, I was wrong. I know that one of the commenters as well, as soon as Sith Kryptonian had told me about it, one of the commenters, whose name is Tom Cruise, said, Odin, you're wrong, man. That's who she's working with. And I thought to myself, oh my God, Tom Cruise has now told me what's up and what's going on. So shout out to Tom Cruise in the comments, man. And it would be really hilarious. I mean, God, if it was the real Tom Cruise, that would be hilarious. I know it's not, but still, like, it would be so funny if Tom Cruise called me out. But anyway, I was not trying to lie. I was not trying to mislead anyone. That's why I always give you the articles, and you can see them for yourself, and you can do your own research, and you can see for yourself on it. But again, I did an oopsie. I was wrong. She is not taking over for Kiri Hart at Lucasfilm. She and Kiri Hart are going to be working together at this new company, this new no-name company, startup company, to try and do something with it. However, I honestly think that this actually makes things a little bit worse for Lucasfilm and the state of Star Wars than it did before. Because beforehand, I thought, oh, they're just replacing someone with little experience with another person with little experience, which, again, is not true. But that means that this person, Kiri Hart, has not been replaced. Keep in mind, too, that this news, being broken by Variety and of several other sources, has not been discussed directly by Lucasfilm. There have been no official press releases for this. And to me, this is an interesting trend. Because remember when Kathleen Kennedy got her 3-year contract extension? At no point, even to this day, and I mean, again, please tell me if I'm wrong in the comments and I will pin it. But last time I checked, we have yet to get an official press release from Lucasfilm about the 3-year contract extension for Kathleen Kennedy. That was all leaked information that was broken by, I want to say, The Hollywood Reporter or even Variety itself. So it's interesting to me that the media outlets are getting all of these leaks and getting all of these breaking stories that Lucasfilm obviously isn't bringing back. So we assume then that they must be true. And so, therefore, we're not getting this direct information or any confirmation whatsoever from Lucasfilm. And how did Lucasfilm handle it? So, again, Kiri Hart is gone. 2 weeks ago, or roughly 2 weeks ago, Kiri Hart's page just completely disappeared from the Lucasfilm website. Not a single word from them. Immediately, people started to pick this up online and speculate, saying, oh gosh, does this mean that she's gone? Does this mean she's gone? What's going on here? And of course, we said maybe she's getting moved around, maybe she's leaving, who knows? And now it's been confirmed. She is indeed gone. She is now a quote-unquote consultant, which is essentially just kind words for saying she's no longer part of Lucasfilm, and she was either fired or chose to leave. Just keep this in mind. People saying, oh, you can't say that. You don't know what she means by consultant. It's like, yeah, last time I checked, remember George Lucas was a consultant for a while? Yeah, no one honestly thinks that George Lucas had any hand whatsoever in the sequel trilogy. Like, let's just be honest here. So Kiri Hart is about as relevant to Star Wars under Disney as George Lucas is. But George Lucas obviously is much more important because George Lucas created the Star Wars universe that they're using. But what does that mean for Disney? What does that mean for Lucasfilm at this point? Again, Kiri Hart was, as it says here on Wikipedia, oh, that's not a valid source. Well, I would be looking it up on the actual Lucasfilm website, but her page has been completely gone, taken away, and there's no way to find it again. Again, I have no way of being able to find that original page and what it said about her. But Kiri Hart was, and multiple sources have confirmed this, she was the vice president of development for Lucasfilm. So senior vice president at that. So she had a very, very high level in the company. The very fact that even the New York Times featured her in an article back in 2017, where it said, I'm going to mention this in the video yesterday, that the women who run the Star Wars universe. And they said this about her. Kathleen Kennedy founded the group in 2012. So this is New York Times for all you people who are saying, oh, you're founded the group in 2012 when she succeeded George Lucas as president of Lucasfilm, putting Kiri Hart, a former film and TV writer, yeah, that's right, she had, 2 writing credits to her name for 2 episodes of a TV series that no one had ever really heard of, that no one ever really followed, yeah, that's right. And so what was her qualification again? Oh yeah, I still stand by that statement, because I'm sorry, the last thing I checked, and the last thing that I know about her for sure, is that she was hired because she is a woman, and probably helped that she is also a minority as well, because let's just be honest, that is the current state of Star Wars that we're living in. But anyway, put her in charge of the units, put her in charge of the story group unit. Mrs. Hart's first move was to make the story group entirely female, starting with Rain Roberts and Carrie Beck. Okay, tells you all what we need to know there. Both women had experience in film development, but had also worked in other arenas. Miss Roberts is a magazine publishing, and Miss Beck at the Sundance Institute. So once again, people who have no business being a part of a story group trying to be in charge of Star Wars. Their other qualification, as the New York Times says, a shared love for Star Wars. Now, of course, I highly doubt that. Based on the stories that we've been getting, based on the fact that they just totally did away with it. If they truly love Star Wars, if these people, if this so-called amazing story group really loves Star Wars, do you think they would have made things like Thrawn, things like almost every single novel in the EU and the extended universe non-canon, except for like cherry-pick things? Do you think if they really love Star Wars, they would essentially say, oh, those are all legends and they're not actually true, when those are the things that kept the love and the passion for Star Wars alive for so many years when George Lucas was not making films? So yeah, that's the group that she was put in charge of. But anyway, as she says, oh, what are the qualifications? Oh, they're women. That's one qualification. Oh, by the way, they did have background experience beforehand, but their main qualification is that they're women. And also they love Star Wars, which we obviously know is just a total farce at this point. But more importantly, Miss Hart now Senior Vice President of Development at Lucasfilm. So she was put in charge of the story group, and since then she became Senior Vice President of of development itself. So what is that? Being the Senior Vice President of Development, that essentially means talking about pre-production. So as far as, as the process of the production of the film is starting to go, again, head of the story group, makes sense that she would be the Senior Vice President of Production, seeing that she is the one that's going to be looking over the story, looking over the script, the screenplay, trying to make sure everything works within this so-called new Disney canon that, of course, we all know is total crap. So that was her role, and now she is gone. She is gone, and she has not been replaced. And I even did this for myself. I did the fine thing. Okay, production. And let's see. Production. What do we got here? So we got physical production, post-production, physical production, production finance, production visual effects. So Janet Lewin, whatever the hell that means. It sounds like it's just a general production role. So it sounds like she is a vice president, production, and also visual effects, specifically production of visual effects. Jackie Lopez, same thing with animation, and that's it. So as you can see, the actual senior vice president of production itself is no longer there, meaning that at this point, Lucasfilm is working officially without a head of the pre-production units for any films. So that, to me, I think, is even worse than my speculation yesterday, which again turned out to be wrong. And the reason why is because if you are working at this point, if you are doing everything now, lacking your senior vice president of production, how is it that you're going to get any future films in the process? This to me confirms that they have no actual plans. They are going to wait to see what Star Wars Episode 9 does before they make any official plans, because they know and they recognize that Star Wars is not in a good state. When you add into that the fact that you have Kathleen Kennedy, who was given a contract extension that has not been officially confirmed by a press release from Lucasfilm, when you have the fact that Kiri Hart, who was by many, again, New York Times even themselves said, seen as the second in command, seen as the next to take over Lucasfilm if and when Kennedy would step down, the fact that she just disappears, is deleted off of the leadership page. No warning, no word whatsoever. Just her page disappears, and it was fans who just happened to be on the internet that day saying, wait a minute, something's missing here. Something is not quite right. And then it was them that they realized, oh, wait a minute, her page is now completely gone. And still, to this day, no official press release. We only know that she's gone and that she's joined another company because of Variety and other media sources. So to me, this not only confirms the drama and the chaos that we've been seeing on screen, it also confirms that there is definitely chaos going on behind the scenes. Because if you're not even being open and honest, if you're not even being transparent about major moves like the Kiri Hart move, like the 3-year contract extension for Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know what else that spells. I don't know what else I'm supposed to, or any of us are supposed to gather from that, other than Star Wars is not in a good state. Lucasfilm seems to be in chaos at this point. Obviously, you could say, oh, well, they're hyper-focused on all the stuff that's going on right now because they want to make sure the Mandalorian's fine. They want to make sure that Episode 9 is great. But with all that being said, that means also that they have no future. They have no planned future. And if you don't have a planned future, how in the hell can you possibly be focused on the present? Because the present affects the future. And obviously, there's chaos going on. But anyway, guys, like, what are y'all's thoughts about this? I honestly think that this is worse for them, because it's not just that they're replacing somebody with someone with just as little or even less experience. Is the fact that the position has now just gone away and disappeared altogether, which means that either one of these people who's in the top leadership has taken over, has absorbed that. But how will we know that? Because they haven't told us, because they haven't even told us officially that she is gone. But we know that she is, just based on the fact that she has been told, you know, that we've been told that she is working for this new company and is just a consultant for Lucasfilm. And it just is, it's just chaos. It's absolute chaos. So please let me know what your thoughts on this in the comments below. And also, guys, please, thank you so much for anyone that, you know, was able to see that, maybe whose comment I didn't see in my video yesterday. Thank you for noticing that. And again, I want to apologize. I was wrong on that. I own it. Again, I make mistakes, and if I ever do make mistakes, I will always own up to it. So thank you guys so much for your patience. But also, please let me know your thoughts on this. I, again, think that all mistakes aside, this actually looks a lot worse for Lucasfilm at this current point in time. But anyway, if you like this video, please smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.